Residents of Akyem Breman in the eastern region are protesting the destruction of more than 500 acres of cocoa farms at Akyem to make way for rubber plantations. The farmers claim the Ghana Rubber Estates Limited GREL forcibly acquired the lands from them without due compensation and destroyed the cocoa trees after traditional leaders gave them the green light. They fear a lot more cocoa fields will be destroyed unless government intervenes quickly. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo was in the community and filed this report.
There is a lot of anger in this community. Anger not only directed at traditional leaders, but also at government for not intervening to stop the destruction of the cocoa trees. Wearing red armbands, the residents chant war songs to drum home their point. Over the last 7 months, the farms of almost 100 farmers with sizes ranging between 2 and 10 acres have been destroyed by the rubber growers. Samuel Kumson is chief cocoa farmer here.
By 3 years ni, ana ya hini ne frɛ say, ya asase na ɛwɔ ha no, ɔkye hini de ama rubber estate for.
3 years ago, our chief came to tell us Oche Hene has given our lands to the rubber estates company to grow rubber. We protested and they left. Then late last year, they came back and destroyed the fields. No compensation has been paid. We don't understand why they should destroy our cocoa to plant rubber.
Cocoa ana aban di Ghana. Nti se obeju cocoa egu na we bedua rubber na yenti ase.
Cocoa farmer Blankson of Fair joined the Youth in Agric program and invested all his life saving in cocoa production. Now his 2-acre field is gone and he struggles to feed himself.
Na siem brand for ebe tell koma na se we betu cocoa na egu life na yemba ya wom no yen yes kan hwom dia and ya pene so wu kra ebe woma.
Now we cannot make enough money to even feed our families. I lost more than 2 acres of cocoa fields. Now we don't have money. We also had cassava and maize on the field, but now all is gone. I am jobless now.
"52-year-old Kwesi Akwa, a cocoa farmer and father of 4, tells Joy News the destruction of his farmlands has left him with no means to cater for his family. He says his children have been forced to quit school.
I am struggling. I can't even pay my children's school fees. All my children have quit school. In the absence of cocoa, we cannot live in this community.
Agric extension agent in the area, Joyce Yawako, has been showing us the extent of destruction of the fields here.
So this vast land that you see will be more than 50 farmers' land, because behind the mountain, all those farms where the green vegetation is all those places where cocoa farms have been pulled and they've planted rubber. So they are planting towards this side, and when they get to this side too, they will pull down these cocoa farms also down and then plant rubber. So the community itself don't know what to do.
President of the West Akyem Cocoa Farmers Union, Oheneboafo Francis, wants President Akufo-Addo to intervene directly to stop the destruction.
I'm appealing to the chief of Akyem Breman, as well as Oche Hene, then the sector minister in charge of cocoa, and then His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, to come in as a matter of urgent to solve this problem once and for all.
The farmers are demanding a return of their lands so they can regrow their cocoa trees. For Joy News, Joseph Opoku-Gakpo reporting.
Now, we've been joined in the studio by the president of the Concerned Farmers Association in the Eastern region. He is Nana Obuade Opambo Boating Bonsu II. Nana, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
So, how many farmers have been affected?
Well, talking about the farmers being affected, are many that we are even getting it, because day and day we do have a report of plantation being destroyed, that is cocoa plantation being destroyed. So there are many. I mean, I will not.
Can you give me a rough figure? One of the officers was saying 50. Would it be more?
It's more than 50. It's more than 50. That is why I'm saying that each and every day we have a report on things that is happening and ongoing. You know, as I'm talking to you, a series of meetings are being held within the various community that we are trying to put up document on that. You know, so this is really what is happening. But for now, for me to be at this studio to tell you that this maybe 20, 30, 50 or so, you know, we have not done with the figures yet, because as I was saying that we have each and every day we do have
more people. Now, so how does it happen? You are on your farm and someone just enters the farm and says, we are taking over?
Yeah, well, this is Concerned Farmers Association of Ghana, not in the Eastern region. We are across the whole country.
Wow, okay.
And the thing is, I have it here on a document and ordered for whatever here. I have
interlocutory injunction.
Yeah, and I have a rare acquisition for rubber plantation. That is from a lawyer. You can watch it from the other side. You see, this talking about this rubber thing that is going on happened way back in, let's say, 3 or 4 years with the Eskesu, which almost 2,000 acres of cocoa plantation were destroyed. And the way it was destroyed, the family that I know, Barry Matano, which is the chief of Eskesu, told me that he don't know anything about the rubber people invading their land.
The family that owns the land.
The family that owns the land. Because it was the land was being sold illegally in a way to the other company that they are working on.
So who sold the land?
It's a nephew of the chief, which is Kwesi Kunedu. He did that, you know. And according to Barry Matano, this issue, we reported it to the National Security. We sent a letter to the IGP that time, the IGP. We sent a letter to the police. We sent letters to the office of the president across the whole borders. But at the end of the day, when you do a little bit follow-up, the big man. And we are still looking for the big man.
So how did this, that was in 2014, how did this particular incident happen? Have you also done those checks?
Yeah, it happened like you'll be on your land and they will come and tell you that the land has been, you have to move, you know. When you move and then you have to move because the land had been sold, you know. And the people of Esikesu are cocoa farmers. It's a farming community, you know. So this thing happened like the nephew of the grandson of the chief came to do that kind of thing. You can watch, there's a series of court cases that is here pending that some of the chief, even the Abakumahene of the family was even arrested, you know, and a whole lot of things, brutalities went on all over at the places that we reported to the police, but nothing has been done. We have a problem in this country. I've been saying this each and every day because we reported it to some of the cocoa board people. All that they told us was they are interested in the bean, but not the what? The tree. You can choose to destroy the trees, they don't care. They are interested with the bean, which is another dangerous part because as I'm talking to you, it's only 3% of the young cocoas that we have in this country. Even the old ones that are there, Enche, they are invading there, the rubber people are invading there, you know. Jaboso area, they are invading there. That's what I'm saying, that series of meetings is going on, you know. They are cutting down the cocoa plantation.
And it's happening across the country. Let me just inform viewers that we'll soon be joined by Noah Aminga. He's a PRO of Cocoa Board, so we can expand this discussion. But you were saying that this time around again, they came to tell you that the land has been sold, and then you have to get off the land. Have you tried to get back to the owners of the land to find out, you know, how come this is happening?
The owners of the land are family that I can say that is a adopted family from our side that I know that this is happening. The chief have no idea, series upon series. You see, the thing is, it's a national security, how do you call it, case. You know, I believe in that the moment that we send a letter to the IGP's office, like quickly they should get to the place. We have to be there to calm down the farmers. Like by now, it's not like this.
So you still don't know who sold the land?
Yeah, the one that sold the land is the one that I mentioned the name that Kwesi Kunedu is now the chief that he claimed. Because according to the family that I know, that Kwesi Kunedu is not a chief of Esikesu.
He's not the legitimate
chief.
But he's holding himself as that, according to
what the original chief Barry Matano told me. I even have it on tape. here that the viewers can even listen, you know. So there's problem. I mean, there is a very big problem, which the Koforidua High Court and other things have been, you know, going each and every day.
And it's this Kwesi Kunedu who is selling the land.
That is what I know, that is what they are saying, that when they sell the land and then they give you the farmer, the money, then the Kwesi Kunedu will come and take some, how do you call it, a percentage, that is 10% or so from the money.
So when these people from Grail come, they give the farmers compensation before they take the land?
Well, according to our search and then the investigation that we did, some farmers were even forced. Forced. You can ask Joseph. I remember I went there with Joseph. You're
referring to my colleague Joseph.
Your colleague. Oh, yeah, to the place. If they can even play the video of the chief, like, I'll be very happy. He's a blind man. You know, he told us all this thing, that the Kwesi Kunedu take percentage of the thing. And some people have been even forced. They do even force people to be at a place with the police. That is what they told us.
So I know that rubber is a big industry and there are lots of rubber outgrower, you know, schemes, particularly in the Western region. Have the farmers, the affected farmers, considered joining these outgrower schemes so that they become rubber farmers?
My brother, I don't even know what to say. Do we have rubber road? Do we have rubber scholarship? We don't have all these things. Do we have rubber clinic? We don't have all this. But we do have cocoa scholarship scheme, which even the farmers are not getting, but fine, it's okay.
Okay.
You know, we have the cocoa road that recently were being constructed. Even where they destroyed the 2,000 acres of cocoa plantation, that is Eskesu, they did the road.
Okay, I'll ask you to hold that thought for me, and let's go on the phone lines and speak with Noah Amenya. He is the PRO for Cocoa Board. Thank you for joining us. What does the destruction of these farms mean for the country's cocoa sector?
Well, thank you very much, and my regards to your listeners. Yes, destruction of cocoa land means that we are cutting down on the tree stock that we have, and that's reducing the productive land that is available for cocoa cultivation. Therefore, not a happy moment when we hear such things, because then it means that we are cutting down the hen that is laying the golden hen for us.
So, Mr. Amenya, since you agree that it will be necessary to keep these cocoa farms, has your organization been engaging the landowners or Grail in any way since this whole debacle began?
Well, we know that cocoa cultivation is a decision by the farmer. The farmer first must decide what he wants to put the land into use for or with. And therefore, when a farmer decides that he will go into cocoa cultivation, then Cocoa Board now comes in to give that farmer the seedling and then the necessary extension and support. If the farmer decides not to put the land into cocoa cultivation but to go into rubber cultivation, then Cocoa Board is handicapped. We cannot prevent that farmer from taking that decision. All we could do is what the advocacy we keep doing, telling farmers that cocoa cultivation is more profitable.
Mr. Amenya, I have a farmer here, the president of the Concerned Farmers Association, and he is saying that the farmers do not want to move into rubber cultivation at all. So it's being done, some of the farmers are being forced off their farms. That's according to Nana Boadier here. So it seems here that they would need the help of Cocoa Board to, you know, support them to keep their farms.
Yes. So what we do is, where we know that this is happening, we talk to the chiefs, because we know that the chiefs are holding the land in trust for the people. So we talk to the chiefs, opinion leaders, and maybe even the farmers themselves. We tell them, don't give your farm out to be cut for such a plantation, because cocoa has helped this country for a very long time. And so if we are cutting it down, we are depriving the country of the necessary revenues, which cannot compare to what rubber, for instance, is doing for the country. But because most of the farmers do not own the land, when the landowner decides to give out the land, the farmer is handicapped. He cannot do much. And the law does not also give Cocoa Board the authority to say that this land must be put into this use. And so all we can do is the advocacy, which we keep doing, and then appealing to the farmers that instead they should go into cocoa cultivation rather than cut down the cocoa for either rubber, or some are even selling the land for illegal mining and that sort of thing.
Sir, you said you've been doing advocacy, but this has been going on since 2014. Reports suggest that over 2,000 acres have been destroyed. Is there no other way or other method that you can use to ensure that these farmers who want to keep their cocoa farms are able to continue their work?
I think that what some farmers have done is that because the land belongs to them, they have said no to it. The places where they could not say no are places where the farmers are tenant farmers, and they have gone there to farm because the land belongs to someone the person was willing to give to them. So they do not have much to say. And if the landowner is being enticed by some monetary gain initially, the landowner gives in, and then the farmer has nothing to say but to allow it to be cut off. That is why we are introducing some programs now to make the productivity of the cocoa farm very high, so that it will be so attractive that no cocoa farmer will wish to give out the land. And that is the program we launched recently, that's artificial pollination. So by the end of the year, within 5 to 6 months, the farmers will begin to see doubling of their production, and that should be an incentive enough to stop them from getting into other crop.
Mr. Menga, again, it seems like your programs are focused on the farmers. Now, these are farmers who have presented a petition to Cocoa Board, according to they themselves, and they want to remain as cocoa farmers. It seems the bottleneck here, as you have said it, are the landowners. Since 2014, what headway have we made to ensure that these landowners do not give out their farms to rubber companies?
You see, we have had this engagement with a number of chiefs. And I recall Anyinase in the western region, Elembele area, we went to the chief, and he said, he had already allowed some of his people to go into rubber. But the way we have come to him to appeal to him, he is going to let the others go into cocoa. And so a lot of cocoa seedlings have been planted in the past 3 years at his area. We have appealed to other chiefs as well. In some cases, the appeal did not attract them enough because, for instance, if illegal mining and they are giving some money, or if the rubber people will give them some money that is entitled. But if you look at the long run, for farmers' well-being, and as one of your panelists was saying, have we had cocoa roads? Look at the interventions that cocoa do for this country and compare that to rubber. So I think it's something that should appeal to the conscience of the landowners so that they rather concentrate on cocoa. Once the land can be used for cocoa, it should be used. We are not saying that all the lands in Ghana should be used for cocoa. There are some lands that are not suitable for cocoa. In that case, you can go into rubber. But the land that is suitable must be used for cocoa.
So what's up on the engagement on a corporate level with GREL as a company? Because with illegal mining, for instance, we find that government has taken it up on a corporate level to deal with small-scale miners association, dealing with the illegal miners themselves, dealing with it on a security level. Does this issue of rubber taking over cocoa, does it not warrant that sort of attention from Cocoa Board?
Well, I think that it's a good suggestion, and we would engage Grade School to see if they would slow down on their expansion activities, particularly if it has to be on cocoa plantations, because we think that that is a good thing to do. So we'll look at that option, but we would appeal to the farm owners that they must be the one to say, I am not going to rubber cultivation, and the grader cannot force them. But if they allow those monetary enticements to lure them into it, then we would have ourselves to blame at the long run.
Thank you very much, Mr. Menya, for your time. He's a PRO for Cocoa Board. Nana, I don't know if you were satisfied with what you heard from him.
Well, I'm not okay with it because looking at these robber people, what is their social responsibility? Can you go to other countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, and other things just to tell them that this and that push their people? The government of the day protect the farmers. But when Ghana, there's nothing like that. The government don't protect the farmers. We are just working individually here and there. And the farm-based organizations that they are also there to make sure that they will bring all these things together are being politicized. And everything that you say, whether good or bad, they will paint you as MPP, NDC. Me that I'm sitting here, most of people have received series of text messages here and there that you are this, you belong to this and that. But I don't care. I speak my mind. You know, cocoa don't have future. I'm telling you today, cocoa don't have future. By the year 2020, you will see the depreciation of cocoa in this country. Cocoa don't have future. As I'm speaking to you right away, 2,000 acres again, Enche, are going to be cut down because no law protect me from cutting down my trees. But the laws of this country protect me that in a way, when I smuggle my beans of the cocoa, I'll be arrested. That is it.
So, what exactly do you expect from government?
There's something that I know that they don't know. You see, there's something that the president must know today that I will not even say it on this platform. There's something that is very serious that is going to happen to this country that will tarnish even the image of this country.
What is it?
That the president should know. You know?
You can tell him here, you hear it.
No. You see, the thing is, if really they are serious, you bring me on board to share the views with, but not on a network like this, on a network to go. That's a problem. And the another problem is, let me just give you a gist of another one. The big one, I will not say it. Cocoa farmers across the country are going to hit on the street of this country. Serious demo all over this country. That even some of them have no idea. You know.
When are we seeing you hit the streets?
No, not we doing it, but some farmers are going to do that.
And what is this other big one you keep referring to?
That's the big one, that is why I said it's something that the president must know.
So tell him here.
No. It's national security issue. I don't need to.
Are you not concerned about, you know, the welfare, the future of the cocoa?
Do they also concern, like the way we call ourselves concerned farmers, do they also concern about the situation that is on the ground, that farmers are dying?
But that is why you should let them know on platforms like this so the government hears.
That is why I'm telling the government also that there's something that he must know. I've just mentioned some
few ones.
What? You see?
Which is what?
There's a problem.
What is the problem?
And the problem is my good brother.
Nana, I don't think it's funny. No, I don't think it's funny. I'm concerned about the welfare of the farmers as much as you are. You are saying there's a challenge there. If you do not bring out these issues, it's up to you.
Oh, not this issue. You see, we have some issues that you know that it's a national security issues that we don't need to bring it out for people also to know, for them to cover, you know, because there are so many things that has been happening in this country that is bad, so far as cocoa is concerned. And then what we want Cocoa Board to also know is we are just telling them, we will not plead to them, no. We want them to put up laws that will protect the trees. Cocoa is a tree. You see, I even reported it to the police some time ago, you know, that why is it that somebody fell down trees will not be arrested? Because it's a tree. You need a permit before you cut it down.
Nana, since you won't tell me what the big issue is, we'd have to wrap it up here. But thank you very much for your time. A lot of very important issues have been put across. And this is Nana Obuadie Boateng Bonsu II. He's the president of the Concerned Farmers, the Concerned Cocoa Farmers.
The Concerned Farmers
Association of Ghana. Concerned Farmers Association of Ghana.